It's easy getting ahead of myself. Are you abiding in Him? Are you connected to Him? Do you believe Him? Once this is yours, you will not try to measure up to pass with a grade, nor will you try to cram all the studying that you can do. Oh, I have to have devotionals today, so I'm going to spend an hour in the morning and then boom, the rest of the day I don't do anything. No, dear friend. Ellen White says to take a thoughtful moment, a thoughtful hour every day. That's blessed. Do that. But don't make that your catch all time. Come back to God as much as a bird when it's going out and doing its chores comes back to the nest. Just naturally allow your thoughts to raise up to God and naturally come back to Him and let His love draw you in. Do you believe in Him? Once this is yours, you will not try to measure up to pass, nor will you try to study all you can to cram it in. No, you're going to do it because you enjoy it. Jesus has won. Listen to this. Now, in this freedom of the gospel, you can have freedom to study of your own longing and urge. You study because you love it, not because you're forced to. Yes, you will study to show yourself approved in your belief and love in God. It's not trying any longer to escape the law from crushing you, but rather, the law is your foundation. You stand on it and it is your delight. You meditate on it. You're like, God, yes, I love this. And I want to grow. God, I want to go towards maturity. I want to reach that perfection goal, that teleos. That long off view in the Greek is what it's saying. I want that. I want your character inside of my heart, Lord, because you are dear to me. You first loved me. See, you have died with Christ and have been connected to Him and His life. Yes, and Martha, I am the life. When you recognize the length of the chain let down for you, O sinner, turned child of God, you will recognize that you have assurance and that you can have that connection between belief and actions. You might feel like you're in the mud pit, but Jesus came down to the mud pit to get you, and He took you out of the mud pit. Stay in the mud pit no longer. You have a new life. You don't need to struggle with the things that you continue to struggle with day in and day out. If you believe that Jesus has given you a new life, then walk in that new life. It's a Christian cliche, but the depth of the knowledge in that single phrase is powerful, and that's something that we need to study on until eternity. Eternity starts now. He that has been forgiven much loves much. Do you believe that you're forgiven much, or are you trying to attain something? He has won the victory. I cannot stress that enough. There are multiple resurrections that Jesus does in the Gospels. There's the one where Jairus comes to Jesus and says, "My daughter is dying. Please come and help her." You might feel in your spiritual life that you feel like you're spiritually dying. You might feel like your devotions are going out the door and you find that connection isn't really there with God. You're like, God, we used to be friends. I remember 5 years ago I had that really great experience with you, but what's happening now? You might feel like you're spiritually dying. But Jesus comes to Jairus and He says, I am the cure. Don't worry, my power hasn't gone anywhere. It is still at full capacity. I am coming for you. You might feel that another story, that the boy died and he's on the funeral train to the cemetery. You might feel like your spiritual life, you have already died and you're on the way to the funeral. Lord, what's happened to me? But Jesus comes and He says, no, even if you're on the funeral path, I will save you. Just believe in me. You might feel like you're Lazarus and you're 6 feet under for 4 days, and there really is no hope for you. But guess what? From the story of Lazarus, what do we have? We have that Jesus is the resurrection and the life. He can save you. Oh, believe it. Please believe it. Doctor. No nurses, no doctors can say anything to Jesus at this point. He is the one who you need the most in your life. You don't have to worry about messing up. Already taken care of that. The more you worry, the more doubt that creates. Please just trust God. Practically speaking, when you come to, I want to do the sunk cost fallacy where I feel like I've messed up and I can't come to you. No, you go to Him. Lord, help thou my unbelief. You say that, and you can never fail, never, when you go to God.